question. You mentioned there's a high probability of the Earth moving to help the oil spill. Is it still moving in that direction?
Slightly. It's moving towards it, but it's not complete yet. So it's a race now between the oil company and planet Earth. Is it?
How many more days is that oil going to be pumping out of there?
It will always pump until such time as the hole itself is blocked. And that won't be for another a few months. Does it? There is a probability, however, as we said, of a good earthquake in the area. That would really resolve a number of issues. Is it?
What are the long-term effects that you see happening along the coast?
Oh, of course. Nothing that you don't already know. The long-term effects is that you've already got it. You had polluted water before. You've got even more polluted water now. The long-term effect is that you're shifting the planet, you're shifting the humanity's ability to survive. You're going to see an increase in a number of cancers, a number of different autoimmune diseases over time. You're going to have quite a bit of difficulty with your food sources, your water supply. Fish in the oceans will actually begin to die off in some areas, so much so that you'll find an ecological difficulty with the world and its ability to survive. There's going to be a major, major difficulty as a result of all of this. This is not a minor, little blip on the planet. This is a major difficulty. And the key here is to realize that no one in your society, in humanity's society, has actually, at this stage of the game, recognized that they too are in a precarious position, and they too could expand this. And we see that the probability does exist that you will have another 3 to 4 more major oil spills of this nature caused by deep sea drilling, which will exacerbate, and then of course that'll tip the balance of the food chain completely. And you could at that point in time begin to see the decline in the humanity. You think?
Yes. And we help shift this as we own our own power to choose.
Of course.
Are they genuinely not able to plug it, or is it?
At this stage, yes. It's not a game they're playing.
Yeah.
It's a question of incompetence. Someone has made a hole, and they never thought about how to stop it. Because after all, their whole focus was to drill a hole. Is it? They never focused on having to put a plug in the hole. You see the point?
Yeah.
Could you help them with how to plug it?
Yes, but we're not going to.
How come?
No one's asked.
Okay, how can you
No,
plug it up?
you can't.
No?
Those who will ask are those who are
there.
involved in it.
Okay.
Do they know about you?
No.
Okay, we can fix that.
Right, smooth your idea.
The point is not to write to them. The point is to recognize here that they're moving towards that plugging the hole. They have the technology. They're moving towards it now. The key here is to look at, as a society, as individuals, and as a society, is do you want a repetition of this particular difficulty? Right now, BP is looking at it as an isolated incident. Yes, it's cost them a lot of money. Yes, it is costing society a lot of money. Yes, it is. They will clean most of it up. But when you look at it as an isolated incident, yes, that's how you think. But now take on 3 or 4 more, the probability of 3 or 4 more deep sea drilling accidents, if you want to call them that, difficulties, and you now have something that could expand the whole oceans in the world. And then where will you be? You see? So, again, the key here is to not look in isolation. Every country involved with oil exploration is looking at lining up their pocketbooks. They want the revenue, they want the funds. The companies involved in it want the profits. The shareholders want the profits. Everybody wants money. Everybody wants the whole thing, but the greed of the profits, without actually looking at the consequence of a choice made as they are making it. And that's the difficulty you have right now.
Is there anything we can do to help spread that awareness?
Yes. Start demanding from your politicians, from society, from corporations, answers that are satisfactory to describe what their awareness is, what their plans are, what their choices will be in relation to the probability of more accidental ruptures. Do you think?
So demand a disaster recovery plans.
Exactly.
Plans. Yeah.
You see, right now, your society is looking at it as, well, first the Americans are looking at it, hey, this is a problem for the East Coast, not the West Coast, thank God for that. Then the Canadians are looking at it and saying, well, that's not our problem, we don't have that problem, not yet anyways, and we're taking steps towards deep sea drilling in the Arctic, and that's not going to be our problem. We're going to have the ice is going to cover all the oil anyway, so we're not going to have to worry about that. And then in other countries in Europe, England, Scotland, they're looking at it and saying, well, that's not our problem. We're not that far away in deep sea as they are. And then Russia is saying, well, that's not our problem either, because after all, that's the United States. And you see the point?
Yeah.
Everybody's saying that's not our problem.
How
But
could
it is your
not?
problem.
Yes.
Because really, ultimately, this is going to affect the food chain.
Yes.
And who's at the top of the food chain?
The aliens that are going to eat us.
But until they get there, who's at the top of the food chain?
Humanity.
Yes.
Is it that we don't actually have that awareness, or we're just in mass denial of it?
Mass denial.